Hey guys, it's Matt Dimitruk here again with another modern video. Um, this deck came from you to the partially from the demented mind of Tyler Patton. It was one of those fringe decks that we kind of fooled around with and made it in all in about 5 minutes. And when we played a test match, we actually crushed Burn with it. So I decided to dig in a little deeper to it and actually build a good sideboard for it and a good plan. And this deck is Modern Mono White Knights. So the concept behind this is we took this concept and tried to build it kind of like a mono white fish kind of build, in that it abuses the Aether Vial aspect of it and just curves out at 3-4 drops, which are fine. So let's get into it. So our land base, we have 2 Cavernous Souls, which of course will make all of our knights unblockable, and we have 4 Mutabolts, which act as knights themselves, and then we just have the meat and potatoes, 14 planes. As far as our creatures go, we have 3 Kytheon, Hero of Akros. It's not really a knight, but it is an early draw, and it can turn into a pretty impressive planeswalker. We've got 4 Path to Exiles for our removal spells, 4 Student of Warfares, which is a knight that can level up and get bigger, 4 Aether Vials, of course. We have 2 Accord Paladins, which are 2-drop 3/1s that have Battle Cry. Battle Cry is a mechanic that whenever they swing, everything gets +1/+0 that you control. We have 2 Blessed Alliance. Blessed Alliance and the Paths are in the main board because this deck has a potential rough matchup against Infect, and Infect can get blown out by Blessed Alliance since we aren't actually targeting them. Like, all of their hexproof stuff makes no difference. And it's just a good source of life getting its burn. And we also have Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. We only have 10 non-creature spells, and they come down pretty early. 8 of them are 1-drops, 2 of them are 2-drops. It doesn't actually matter. Thalia just does a pretty good job of mucking up the card. And yes, Chase Handshoe, I am a believer now. This card is pretty great. We have 4 Knight of the Metagrain, which is a 2-drop first strike lifelink, 2/2. 4 Knight of the White Orchid to build us up land advantage. It also has first strike. And the real reason behind this deck is we have Knight Exemplar. This is a Knight Lord that has first strike, and it gives all of our knights indestructible. So combo here is we get 2 Knight Exemplars out. Every single knight on our board will be indestructible for the rest of the game because the 2 Knight Exemplars give each other indestructible, and they in turn give everything else indestructible as well. We have 3 Mirran Crusaders, which are pro-black, pro-green double strike. It's just a really good beat stick. And it can just ruin a lot of matchups against Jund and Abzan and things like that. And we have 3 Hero of Bladeholds. I'm not really sold on the Hero of Bladeholds, actually. Most of the time when they hit the field, they just end up dying. But if you do get to swing one time with it, they do provide pretty great incremental value because they bring in 2 2/1s pretty much because, again, it has Battle Cry. And so, just 30 creatures, pretty much kind of like a Merfolk kind of build. Let's get into the sideboard. So sideboard for this deck, I didn't actually know really kind of how to sideboard, and it is still kind of in the experimental phase, but what can you do? It's never going to be perfect. So we have 2 Wiltleaf Lieges for the discard decks. That if, Wiltleaf Liege is kind of like a Locked-On Smiter. If someone makes us discard it, it goes into play immediately, and it also pumps all of our white guys. We have the 4th Mirran Crusader in the board, again, for the Jund matchups or, the mono black or mono green ramp or anything like that. He'll just get through and put a fast clock on them. We have 3 Fiendslayer Paladins. It's a 3-drop 2/2 first strike lifelink, and he can't be the target of red or black spells. Again, this is a Jund Nightmare. Now, once he hits the field, it's pretty safe. He's not going to get removed. We have a 3rd copy of Blessed Alliance for the Infect matchups, just in case, because that matchup is just a nightmare if they get off to a fast start and you don't have a piece of removal. We have 2 Rest in Pieces for the Delver decks and the control decks, and the hopefully we don't run into a whole lot of dredge. With the new banning, it does make it hard to run dredge, but I still feel like people are going to try to get that last hurrah in. So we have 2 Rest in Pieces. We have 2 Disenchants for the Lantern matchups as well. So we disenchant with Rest in Peace. We can make sure that we can kill their Ensnaring Bridge and they don't get it back. So that's our play for that. Then we have 4 Holy Days, which is a white fog for the aggro decks in case, is it Blitz, Infect, just the decks that want to go all in and kill us as fast as possible. If we just make them drain all their cards and then Holy Day, then they pretty much lose. They can't recover from that. And so, but yeah, we're just this little aggro tempo-y kind of deck, We'll just see if we can get there. We're going to run it through a league and see what becomes of it. All right, we'll see you on round 1.